I've been super duper busy today, so this is the only video that you're going to get out of me because I'm getting ready to shut it down. I was over there on Twitter and I saw that Kate Cox was trending. Kate Cox is the white woman from Texas who is currently pregnant, 22 plus weeks pregnant, and is in desperate need of an abortion because her fetus has been diagnosed with trisomy 18, I believe, also known as Edwards syndrome. Now, because of this abnormality that the fetus is suffering from, it will not be a viable birth, meaning 9 times out of 10, she's not going to deliver a healthy baby. And if the baby makes it through the delivery, it's going to pass on shortly thereafter. Now, because of this abnormality that the fetus is suffering from, it can cause some serious complications for the mother. It can eliminate her ability to have babies in the future and could cause even death for the mother. She's currently dealing with some severe cramping and other symptoms as a result of this non-viable pregnancy, and her doctors have basically told her that she needs to get an abortion. However, she lives in Texas. Abortions are illegal in Texas. And so she retained a lawyer and took her case all the way to the Texas Supreme Court, where originally they agreed with Kate Cox and approved for her to be able to get this abortion. The demon known as Ken Paxton, Texas's Attorney General, basically threatened all of the doctors that's associated with Kate's doctor and her insurance company. He sent them letters threatening them that, yes, Kate has approval to get the abortion, but you will definitely be held liable if you perform that abortion. $100,000 fine and even imprisonment. So as you can imagine, Kate Cox can't get an abortion in the state of Texas. But Kate Cox is a white woman, so I was never worried about her not being able to get her abortion. And as I stated in the first video that I did about Kate Cox and her story, she is left the state and she will be getting the health care that she needs. Why? Because white women have access to resources. They've got money to leave the state to get the health care that they need. With that said, this is not the case for black women. And with all of the attention on Kate Cox and her case, everyone has forgotten about Brittany and her case. This young black woman by the name of Brittany Watts, I don't know where she resides, but she too was pregnant and wanted her baby. However, Brittany suffered a miscarriage. She had several visits to the hospital and they basically told her to be expecting this. However, are you really expecting it when it happens? One day, Brittany went to the bathroom, and while she was sitting on the toilet, the baby passed. She didn't realize what had happened. She flushed the toilet. Once she realized what had happened, she went to plunging to try to retrieve the remains of the baby. Ohio. I think Brittany is in Ohio. Y'all correct me down below. Anyway, she called 911 for help, and instead of offering help, they arrested Brittany Watts. They investigated her case, and law enforcement filed charges against Brittany Watts. The charge is felony abuse of a corpse. Brittany Watts was in court where she learned that they will be prosecuting her for this crime.
Brittany Watts overcome with emotion after learning her case is moving forward. Watts is charged with felony abuse of a corpse, accused of trying to plunge a toilet after having a miscarriage delivery at 22 weeks while using the restroom.
She said she felt the baby come out and there was a big splash.
Investigators say they found a baby stuck in a toilet at Watts' home on September 22nd. Forensic pathologist Dr. George Sturbins testified an autopsy found no injury to the fetus and that the unborn baby had died before passing through the birth canal. He says Watts' medical records showed she visited the hospital twice before the delivery.
This fetus was going to be non-viable. Okay. And it was going to be non-viable because she had premature ruptured membranes. Her water had broken early, and the fetus was too young to be delivered.
Both the assistant prosecutor and Watts' attorney argued why this case should or should not move forward.
The issue isn't how the child died, when the child died. It's the fact that the baby was put into a toilet large enough to clog up the toilet, left in that toilet, and she went on her day.
This 33-year-old girl with no criminal record is demonized for something that goes on every day.
Judge Terry Ivanchek found probable cause to bind the case over.
There are better scholars than I am to determine the exact legal status of this fetus, corpse, body, birthing tissue, whatever it is. Matter of fact, I'm assuming that's what most of these issue one's all about, at what point something becomes viable.
In Warren, Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.
I want to remind you how we got here. 50+% of white women in 2016 voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump won the presidency, and during his presidency, he was able to fill 3 Supreme Court justice seats. And those 3 Supreme Court justices that he put on the bench were pro-life. As a result, they overturned Roe v. Wade. Even today, Donald Trump brags about how he got Roe v. Wade overturned. And so they sent abortion back to the states. And several states in this nation have implemented strict abortion laws. Hence why Kate has to leave the state to get the care that she needs, and Brittany is going to trial. 50+% of white women voted against their own interest in 2016. And now Kate Cox has to leave the state to get the health care that she needs. And Brittany Watts is currently being prosecuted for what her body naturally did. Brittany has a GoFundMe. If you feel led to, please feel free to donate to her. I believe the proceeds are going to her legal defense fund. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you do your research on the GoFundMe. Yeah. Brittany, she has dropped from the news cycle, and Kate Cox has risen in the news cycle.